Hey, buddy.
Break was over 15 minutes ago, Mitch!
Sorry, Patriots fans. But other than the Chiefs, nobody cares about the Patriots winning any more titles. They've literally won 100 titles here over the last 2 decades. Nobody wants to see them win again. I actually like Drake Maye. He went to UNC here locally. Great local kid, but we're going to explain today how the Patriots were exposed and what does it mean for Drake Maye cards moving forward.
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity is... We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
Welcome back, friends, to another episode of the Sports Card Dad. The New England Patriots got absolutely shellacked by the Seattle Seahawks last night, and to be honest, it wasn't anything surprising, I think, for a lot of folks, but there was a part of me that was like, you know what? The Patriots just always seem to find a way. And there were some things going in the Patriots' favor that we did see over the course of the season. We're going to talk about that first. So let's talk about the niceties here. Let's get the niceties out of the way. First off, Mike Vrabel done an amazing job turning this team around. They were in the dumpster. They got Drake Maye. They retooled the offensive line. The defense is playing with passion. And all of a sudden, the Pats have that winning culture again. So great job there. When you really start diving into the details of this Patriots season, you start to see how this thing went the way that it went. First off, easiest regular season schedule, very easy schedule. I saw it firsthand as my New Orleans Saints played them in the early weeks of the NFL season this year, and I was there with my family on the field pregame, and we did watch. Drake Maye had a good game that game, looked solid, but we almost took them down. We were a couple plays out at the end. I think they won like 25-19 or 26-19. And that was before Tyler Drew Brees Shuck took over. That was a Spencer Rattler game. Rattler wasn't so bad. But that Saints team earlier in the season, especially our defense, had not found our way with the new 3-4 scheme that we were running. And Drake Maye did take it to us. But again, we go back to the schedule. The AFC East has been weak for a very long time. Jets, Dolphins, really the Bills are the only team to really overcome in that division. And this year's Bills team was probably the worst on record for a while. You always have Josh Allen there. He had no weapons on offense. The defense was really suspect. I mean, that division was awful this year. Now, take us to the playoffs. Wild card round against the Chargers. Justin Herbert hasn't really done a whole lot there postseason, and he's missing his 2 left tackles. That's defense did a great job and got after him. They won 16-3. But again, when you're missing your top starting tackles in the playoffs and against a good, very good Pats defense, that's going to show up. And Herbert's one of those guys, when he's got time, he can be really good. When he doesn't have time, like a lot of QBs, he's not able to improvise real well, and it showed there. Pats played great defense that game. Next, it's CJ Stroud going to Foxborough, and guess what? It's like 0 degrees and it's snowing. And CJ Stroud probably has the worst game of his career. I think he threw 4 picks that game. But again, it's one of these snow games. The snow games in Foxborough, those cold weather games, they cover up a lot of inefficiencies that the Patriots have. And that's basically what they had twice. They were fortunate that not only did they have that against the Texans in the divisional, but then as the snow started really coming down in the Broncos game in the second half, Broncos without Bo Nix, again, that's a huge thing. You don't have your starting quarterback in the AFC Championship game. Jarrett Stidham's okay, but it's the AFC Championship game, and he's playing in the downpour in the snow. So yes, it was a home game for the Broncos. Snow games turned into defensive battles, and the Patriots had the edge. They had their starting quarterback, and Jarrett Stidham was not able to get that done. I will give Vrabel credit, though. He did outcoach Sean Payton, my old Saints head coach. He outcoached him. Sean Payton should have kicked a field goal in the first half. I think they were up 7-0. They could have been up 10-0. Instead, they went for it on like a 4th and 1. It was a horrible play call. Changed the momentum of the game, and the Patriots never looked back. And that takes us to the Super Bowl, where, again, the Patriots defense really carried this team. The Patriots D kept the game close. The first half, it was, 9-0? But the one thing you could see, the chink in the armor, was Walker was able to run the ball on them. And you knew that if he was able to run the ball, that eventually they were going to break down. Then, of course, if you're able to run the ball, and this showed up in the second half, it opens up play action, and that's where Darnold hit the tight end in the back of the end zone. I think that was the only offensive touchdown for the Seahawks the entire game. They had a fumble return for a touchdown, where that was the other touchdown. But for the most part, the Patriots defense was amazing. Gonzalez, I didn't realize how good Gonzalez was, but Gonzalez made like 3 or 4 plays. The bomb that was going to Shaheed, another ex-Saint. Gonzalez comes in at the last second and knocks that ball away. He is unreal. I think he might be a rookie for New England. Rookie or second year, but that guy was incredible. So the Patriots are going to be set up here to be good again next season, but Drake Maye will have to be more clutch in the playoffs. If you look at Drake Maye's playoff stats, and I think this might have been where people started moving off his cards. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if you look at his playoff stats, he had a 54% completion rate, about 200 yards passing a game, 6 touchdowns to 8 turnovers, 4 picks and 4 fumbles lost. He just played very mediocre ball. And look, we're used to watching the NFL that includes Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. Of course, a lot of these guys have since retired here over the last few years, but we have had really dominant QB play in the playoffs. That's what we're used to seeing in the NFL for the last 25 years or so. And Drake Maye it wasn't it. It was the Patriots D really carrying them through, and then some really nice circumstances played into the Pats' favor this season. They're not going to have it as good next year. It won't be as easy. But for Patriots fans, they've got to be happy. They've got their franchise QB. They've got a fantastic defense. They'll always be in the mix. It's just what's the rest of the AFC going to do? And the AFC is a gauntlet, man. The Bills just have to probably retool a couple of things. They'll be in there. The Chargers, I think, too, with Herbert, they just got to kind of tweak a couple of things. Mahomes will be back in the fold. Denver's still going to be good. I mean, the AFC is an absolute gauntlet. So if we look at the Drake Maye Silver Prism PSA 10, this was one that got up to about $1,800. But you could see over the last couple of weeks, I think based on his play, people were like, I don't know going into this Super Bowl if I want to be holding Drake Maye cards. He was down about 20%. They were at $1,200 to $1,500 or so. And I think that they are going to drop in half from where they are now. And people are probably like, oh my God, you're nuts. They're going to drop in half, so they'll be what, $600 to $800? Yeah, I do think that, because the preseason going back 6 months ago, like right as the season is starting, this card, the Silver Prism PSA 10, was a $400 or $500 card all day. So he went through, Pats had a good season. I think there's just going to be a cooling off, and maybe that's a little aggressive that they dropped 50%, but I wouldn't be shocked to see these at $600 to $800 here over the next few months. People are going to be moving money around, looking at other QBs. Now, what could happen is what we've seen a lot of times with the Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow is prices got real high, and people just kind of held. People held. I mean, Joe Burrow is a perfect example of this. We have seen his prices come down over the last 6 months, especially with injury and things with the Bengals. And Joe Burrow, he's kind of shown a little crack in him where it's like, I don't know if I want to play football anymore. I do believe he's going to continue playing football, but people were holding on to Burrow cards through and through. Like, hey, this guy will come around. But eventually they did move off of Joe Burrow. Some people did. With Drake Maye, my assumption is people just hold through, especially if they've got big Drake Maye cards. I don't think there's going to be a panic sell, but I would not be surprised to see this particular card, this Prism Silver, hit that $600 to $800 range. He just did not play well in the postseason. And again, you look at Sam Darnold. Are Sam Darnold cards going to go crazy? Probably not. And the reason why is because the Seahawks defense is what people are viewing as like, that's what won this game. Sam Darnold didn't throw 4 touchdown passes to win this game. He didn't even win the MVP. So you're looking at Darnold and you're like, yes, he's got a ring. So does Trent Dilfer. We'll probably see a little bit of a bump, but we'll just have to see. Still don't think that Darnold cards are going to go ballistic. I don't think that going into the National in July, people are going to be looking for Sam Darnold cards. I could be completely wrong. But again, people are used to, if we go back over the last 25 years, I'll just use those as examples. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, even a guy like Phillip Rivers, who came back and played good football at my age. He's 45 years old. He's a guy that was really dominant during his time. Matt Ryan's got a ton of stats. I know that, he blew the Super Bowl and he didn't really win anything there in Atlanta, but look at the stat sheet for Matt Ryan. Very, very good quarterback. So this will be interesting to watch what happens with Drake Maye cards in the short run and then heading into the season. We're going to have an NFL draft coming up in April. People are going to be pumped with whoever their team takes. Will the Patriots retool on the lines, or will they go with a big play receiver or something? This is going to play into, I think, the excitement around each team, and that's what makes speculating on NFL quarterbacks fun and why people do it every single year. We will also have a whole new draft class to speculate on. Fernando Mendoza, presumably going to be a Las Vegas Raider, and people are going to be chasing his cards as well. So friends, it is going to be a fun time ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.